Creating the perfect album takes time and money. Major artists, expensive studios, and perfectionism can drive up production costs. Some artists prioritize perfection over deadlines, leading to longer delays and higher expenses. Others enjoy the luxury of experimenting and creative freedom, resulting in pricey recordings. So in this video, we will discuss the 10 most expensive albums ever made. 10 The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad.
The Beatles' iconic album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, has earned its place in music history, not just for its groundbreaking sound, but also for its $400,000 price tag. Known as the world's most expensive album, it sits proudly at number 10 on the list of the world's most valuable vinyl records. Back in 1967, when the Fab Four were in the studio crafting their masterpiece, little did they know that their diligent analysis to detail would result in such a hefty price. The recording process was meticulous, with songs like Strawberry Fields Forever alone gobbling up a whopping 55 hours of tape. Engineer Jeff Emmerich estimated that the band spent 700 hours perfecting every note and harmony. This perfection wasn't just limited to the recording studio, it extended to the mixing and mastering process as well. One of the most famous incidents from the making of the album involves John Lennon's indecision over which version of Strawberry Fields to include on the album. Guess what? He merged two versions with different keys and tempos. With the magic touch of producer George Martin and Emmerich's expertise, the iconic version of Strawberry Fields that we know and love today was born. Fast forward to the present day, and the legacy of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band lives on. Not only is it hailed as a musical masterpiece, but it also holds the prestigious title of the most expensive vinyl record ever sold at auction. 9. My Bloody Valentine, Loveless. My Bloody Valentine's 1991 album, Loveless, stands as a landmark in music history. Guitarist Kevin Shields poured 3 years of hard work into crafting the album's distinctive sound, pushing the boundaries of noise and melody. The album's revolutionary aim was to redefine how noise could function as a melodic element, garnering widespread acclaim. However, it came at a staggering cost, nearly bankrupting their label, Creation Records, with a bill totaling $500,000. Despite its eventual status as a masterpiece, the road to acclaim was fraught with financial strain. Shields and the band spent 2 years recording the follow-up to their 1988 debut, Isn't Anything, utilizing a staggering 19 different studios in the process. Unfortunately, Loveless did not achieve commercial success, failing to sell as many copies as expected. The luxurious expenses associated with its production pushed Creation Records and its founder, Alan McGee, to the brink of bankruptcy. 8. Metallica, The Black Album. Metallica's self-titled album, often referred to as the Black Album, proved that the band's only aim was perfection. The album's high production costs, totaling a reported $1 million, were primarily attributed to the band's meticulous approach to recording and remixing. During the 8-month recording session, Metallica worked closely with producer Bob Rock, marking the first collaboration between the two. Multiple remixes of the entire project were undertaken with the goal of achieving perfection. Guitarist Kirk Hammett often talked about the band's determination to get it right, acknowledging the challenges encountered along the way. The exhaustive recording and remixing process took its toll, resulting in personal struggles for members of the band. Divorces for James Hetfield, Lars Ulrich, and Kirk Hammett caused the intense pressure and commitment involved in the album's creation. Despite the financial and personal sacrifices, Metallica's dedication paid off handsomely. The Black Album not only became their most successful release, but also ranks among the highest-selling albums of all time, certified 16x Platinum. 7. The Darkness, One-Way Ticket to Hell and Back.
Ringing
The Darkness embarked on a costly journey with their second album, driven by their ambition to create a masterpiece. Teaming up with renowned Queen producer Roy Thomas Baker, the recording process was characterized by experimental techniques aimed at achieving a monumental production quality. Baker himself highlighted the band's desire for a huge sound, which necessitated an investment in innovative recording methods. Despite the band's best efforts, the album proved to be a critical disappointment. With production costs totaling $1.3 million, the album failed to meet expectations, landing at a disappointing number 11 on the UK charts. The album's lackluster reception dealt a blow to the Darkness's reputation, leading to internal fights and eventual dissolution. Frontman Justin Hawkins' entry into rehab further made the situation worse. 6 Fleetwood Mac Tusk. Fleetwood Mac's double album, Tusk, marked a sonic departure for the band, but its ambitious production came at a heavy cost. Released in 1979, it became one of the most expensive rock albums of its time, with reported production costs reaching $1.4 million. The album's expensive price tag was attributed to various factors, including the band's decision to construct their own studio, Studio D, for recording. This investment significantly contributed to the overall expense of the project. Despite the success of their previous album, Rumors, which took a similar amount of time to produce, Tusk caused greater costs due to the pricier studio accommodations. Lindsey Buckingham, a member of the band, explained that while both albums took around 10 months to make, the difference in studio expenses led to the disparity in costs. One infamous incident from the recording sessions involves Mick Fleetwood's purchase of a $70,000 sports car, which was celebrated with copious amounts of cocaine on the first night of recording. However, the festivities ended abruptly when the uninsured car was broadsided and demolished while being towed to Fleetwood's house. 5. Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Get lost tonight. You could be my black Kate Moss tonight. Play secretary on the boss tonight. And you don't give a...
Kanye West, the iconic rapper and producer, is known for his extravagant style and groundbreaking music. One of his most celebrated works, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, stands out not only for its artistic brilliance, but also for its jaw-dropping production cost. With a total expenditure of approximately $3 million, it has secured its place as one of the world's most expensive albums. Recorded in a luxurious glass-enclosed mansion in Hawaii, the album's production was nothing short of a luxurious budget. Def Jam Records reportedly invested heavily in both the recording process and the star-studded lineup of featured artists. During the recording sessions, West spared no expense, hiring 2 private chefs to cater to his culinary needs around the clock. Well, the album proved to be a commercial and critical success. Propelled by hit singles like Power and Runaway, the album achieved double platinum status and earned Kanye West 3 Grammy Awards. Furthermore, the album's popularity has cemented its status as one of Kanye's greatest works. With a Metacritic rating of 94/100ths and regular inclusion on lists of the greatest albums of all time, it continues to captivate audiences worldwide. 4. Def Leppard, Hysteria. Def Leppard's 4th album, Hysteria, is not only renowned for its hit songs, but also for its production cost. With expenses nearing $4.5 million, it stands as one of the most expensive albums ever created, securing its place at number 4 on the list of the world's most costly musical albums. The British rock band faced immense pressure during the making of Hysteria, as the huge costs posed a significant risk to their future success. Drummer Rick Allen's tragic auto accident on New Year's Eve in 1984, resulting in the loss of his left arm, added to the album's challenges. Despite the setback, the band stood by Allen as he adapted to playing drums with one arm, a process that took considerable time and effort. Furthermore, the departure and return of producer Mutt Lange, coupled with singer Joe Elliott's battle with the mumps, contributed to delays and increased production costs. Langa's insistence on redoing much of the work upon his return only added to the financial strain on the project. Despite the setbacks and financial burdens, Hysteria ultimately became a monumental success, selling over 25 million copies worldwide. 3. Garth Brooks, Chris Gaines.
This world without me is a
Garth Brooks made headlines in 1999 with a bold and expensive venture into the world of rock music with the release of his album Chris Gaines. However, what was intended to be a groundbreaking exploration turned into a costly misstep, making it one of the most expensive albums ever produced. With a whopping price tag of $5 million, the album, titled In the Life of Chris Gaines, became a financial burden for Capitol Records, ultimately leading to the resignation of then-President Pat Quigley. Despite Quigley's support for the project, it failed to impress the audiences as expected. Featuring over 50 musicians and backed by millions of promotional campaigns, the album still fell short of expectations, selling only 2 million copies. For an artist accustomed to selling between 6 and 7 million copies per album, this was a significant disappointment. Originally conceived as a soundtrack for the film The Lamb, the project never materialized, leaving Brooks to shoulder the blame for the costly failure. The attention diverted to the Gaines project also caused tension among other artists on the Capitol Records label, and for that Brooks had to apologize for the distraction. 2. Guns N' Roses, Chinese Democracy. Guns N' Roses, the iconic rock band, initiated their legendary journey with their 6th studio album, Chinese Democracy, which became one of the most expensive albums ever produced, totaling a staggering $13 million in costs. The album's recording process spanned an incredible 14 years, starting in 1994. However, the project faced numerous setbacks and challenges. Band members such as Slash, Duff McKagan, Matt Sorum, and Gilby Clarke departed from the group, leading to a fresh lineup and a complete re-recording of the album in 2000. Despite the efforts to move forward, further delays ensued due to constant changes in the band's lineup, legal disputes, and Axl Rose's relentless demand of perfection. Multiple studios, producers, and expensive equipment were utilized throughout the production process, contributing to the skyrocketing costs. By the time Chinese Democracy was released in November 2008, its production expenses had surpassed $13 million, making it the most expensive rock album ever produced. Despite the album receiving mixed reviews upon its debut, it still managed to achieve commercial success, debuting at number 3 on the U.S. Billboard 200 and eventually earning platinum certification for 1 million in sales in February 2009. 1. Michael Jackson, Invincible. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, left behind a legacy of groundbreaking music, and his final studio album, Invincible, stands out as the most expensive album ever made, with a jaw-dropping price tag of $30 million. Isn't it shocking? Released in 2001, Invincible was the result of an ambitious 4-year recording process during which dozens of songs were tracked. Sony spared no expense enlisting a team of producers and co-writers to collaborate with Jackson to create a masterpiece. Despite the immense investment, only 16 tracks made it onto the final album. Upon its release, Invincible received critical acclaim, with one reviewer noting that it sounded like a contemporary version of Jackson himself. The album quickly soared to the top of the charts, hitting number 1 in 12 countries and achieving platinum certification in the US within weeks. By January 2002, it had already been certified double platinum, cementing its commercial success. However, the excessively high production costs were just the beginning. Sony invested an additional $25 million in promoting Invincible, only to face challenges as Jackson refused to tour and clashed with Sony chairman Tommy Mottola, accusing him of racism. This brings us to the end of our video. Hope you like our video. We'd really appreciate your support. If you could lend us a hand by following us, clicking on the bell icon for notifications, and leaving your valuable comments, it would mean a lot to us. Sending you warm regards from our corner of the world. Take care, and goodbye for now.